A bit over a year ago, mega famous YouTuber SSundee would release his now rather infamous Minecraft server, iBlocky. At release, the server had some of the most harmful monetization of any Minecraft server, including a myriad of crates and pay-to-win gambling mechanics, despite his YouTube audience and thus player base very much being underage. Over the span of a few months, after a series of dupes from myself and others, SSundee would make a response video where he would remove all forms of pay-to-win gambling from the server, and the server's future seemed bright.
We're removing all RNG, all our, the payable RNG, that's gonna be gone.
However, now, almost 10 months later, the server is a ghost town and barely sees more than 5 players online. SSundee hasn't uploaded a video on it in 8 months, and the server hasn't released an update or any official word since May. It seems like iBlocky has been completely abandoned and its days are numbered. So what exactly went wrong? Well, I got in contact with former iBlocky employees and active players to figure that out, and what they told me of what happened behind the scenes painted a gigantic mess nobody could have expected. Let's go back where we left off, right after SSundee's response video and the server removing all forms of paid RNG. What ended up happening to the server after that? Well, the server sort of had a relaunch. They temporarily had shut down their survival and prisons game modes, the ones you saw in the duping videos, to update and revitalize them. You see, part of the reason we were able to do so many dupes on the server was because it had a lot of issues and bugs, which was also the main reason both modes went down to be updated to 2.0 versions. This is fair enough, the server was new and only a few months old at the time. Most servers do have a rough start before they get things under control, no judgment there. In the meantime, iBlocky had released their much anticipated new Skyblock game mode, the first on their server to have no pay-to-win gambling. At a first glance, the mode looked well made. It had lots of cool features like this one here when you started a new island, and seemed to have a variety of custom content to play through. But this is where the issues began. About 2 weeks after the release of Skyblock, the server decided to add a battle pass. The paid or premium track of this battle pass, as I was told, was extremely overpowered and completely ruined the server's economy. This led to Skyblock's main developer, the developer who had coded almost everything for the game mode, voicing his disagreements and then getting abruptly let go, despite having a completely cordial track record prior. I was also told that Skyblock had a very short beta testing period, only 3 days, so when the game mode essentially sole developer left not long after release, bugs and issues began piling up very quickly. And since no other dev was familiar with the original dev's code, they couldn't fix issues fast enough, and the game mode rapidly began declining in popularity. An example of an issue that led to a lot of players quitting was when the server's player cache corrupted and every player's Skyblock island was lost, leading to staff having to attempt to manually restore hundreds of players' items just from memory alone. Many players likely logged on, saw that they couldn't access their island for some reason, and just quit right there. But what about SSundee? 1 or 2 videos from him could have brought a lot of players back, right? Well, that's the other issue. SSundee's Minecraft videos these days are quite different from what you all likely remember watching 10 years ago. He doesn't just hop on a Minecraft server and film a multi-episode long series like he used to. His Minecraft videos today, which isn't even his sole content anymore, normally focus heavily on custom modded features. For example, his most recent Minecraft video was about these custom potion pets, which had special powers and abilities, all very much non-vanilla stuff. So when SSundee did do videos on iBlocky, he often wanted to only focus on showcasing certain custom features that weren't really representative of what playing on the server as a regular player would be like. For example, when iBlocky released their survival game mode last year, SSundee's video promoting its launch primarily focused on the server's custom weapons and armor, of which SSundee had level 1000 versions of, versions which players wouldn't be able to obtain in-game, mind you. Anyways, the point is, SSundee doesn't do Let's Play content anymore, and would only really promote the server when there was something cool or custom to make a video on, normally something from a big update, which severely limited how often he was seemingly willing to make videos on the server. As such, Skyblock only got 2 videos promoting it, one of which being his response video, and was unable to bring new players in long term to deal with the amount leaving from bugs and issues. And since the server was so tied down trying to fix these bugs and issues, there wasn't any new or cool updates for SSundee to make videos about. Nevertheless, the server kept trucking along, and a few months after Skyblock's release, the server's updated Prisons 2.0 mode would finally come out. Prison 2.0 unfortunately followed a very similar path Skyblock did and had an abundance of issues on launch. One active player told me that SSundee actually uploaded a video promoting the release of the updated Prisons 2.0 mode, but due to the server having so many issues, he deleted it. A good example of one of the issues Prisons had was the prison rank up command, used to rank you up to a different prison ward and thus mine. This is the main goal of the game mode, mind you, and there was a bug where if you spammed the command fast enough, you could infinitely rank up essentially for free, allowing some players to get to the max prison ward and beating the game in seconds. Another issue was where one player was given a sell booster, an item which gives you bonus money for selling goods, but whoever did this accidentally applied this booster to the entire instance, meaning all the players in that server instance were getting 1,000 times more money than they should, and nobody could figure out why. Players kept trying to join this specific server instance, crashing it and causing lots of issues. The server continued declining after this, resulting in developers' contracts expiring or leaving, and thus ultimately leading us to today. The last update the server received was back in May of this year, and there are now 0 active developers left as I was told. The server sees a maximum of 5 to 10 players online daily, if even that, a far cry from the over 1,000 they started with. Survival never even ended up getting re-released and is forever down for maintenance, and the server's hubs haven't been updated for months, still claiming that a Prisons update was about to release. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy videos like this, by the way. We are getting very close to 900k subs, no pressure of course. I wanted to learn more about the server and who was really behind it all, so I got in contact with a former iBlocky employee, as well as some day one active players. First, the server was owned and developed by a company called Iconic Tech. From what I gathered on their website, this company designs and manages user-generated content on Minecraft and Roblox, and were behind a variety of other Minecraft servers including Vanity MC, PvP Lab, Legacy MC, MineHub, and more. Some of these servers like Vanity MC were extremely successful back when they were open, and some of the others like Legacy MC involved other huge Minecraft YouTubers similar to SSundee like Unspeakable Gaming. Clearly iBlocky wasn't the company's first rodeo, but what did they actually have planned for the server? Well, as I was told, supposedly the original plan with iBlocky was to have a variety of other huge YouTubers part of the project too, doing series with one another. On the Iconic Tech website, you can see that the company has worked with some very big names in the past, and supposedly Preston and Mr. Waffles were meant to do a faction series, potentially against SSundee, similar to his old timeless PvP series from years ago. ASF Jerome and his group were meant to do a Pixelmon Let's Play series, and the server was even meant to have mini games. Now take that information with a grain of salt, because it seems like it was a plan and just that, but the gist of it is that iBlocky seemingly had bigger original goals that were never realized due to all the developmental issues the server had. With SSundee in particular, supposedly he had a deal with the server where he got somewhere between 30 to 50% of the server's overall profit, and he seemingly wanted to take the server in a different direction. I was told that the server was developing a special modded game mode which was almost ready to be released. The mod pack was even available for download at one point on CurseForge and the Technic launcher, with there clearly being plans in place. However, this never came to be. You see, SSundee wanted the server's game modes to be more similar to his actual YouTube content and instead be based on the modded videos he does, of which he releases new videos about every 3 or 4 days, with these videos acting as promotion and advertising for the server. Each of these videos has a completely different set of custom-made mods which SSundee seemingly wanted players to be able to use on his server. These mods aren't public either, mind you, and there is simply no way to do this on a large server scale. Designing a mod for a short YouTube video in a controlled environment with only a handful of people is very different from designing a mod or plugin for a public server with hundreds of players who will do everything in their power to break and exploit it. There is no way that the iBlocky development team could have, only in a few days, made game modes centered around mods that are constantly changing. It's simply not feasible. And even if they only decided to turn one of SSundee's modded gameplay videos into an actual playable game mode on the server, that alone is still a very difficult task. The modded game mode, which supposedly was in development, was called Power Heist, and was based off of this SSundee video, where he has superpowers and a variety of custom items, and has to rob a guarded Minecraft bank. We likely know it's this video which the game mode was going to be based off, as unlike SSundee's other videos, this one has a high quality animation as its intro, which was probably going to be the game mode's trailer. Watching the video, the mechanics are all very cool. He can shapeshift into different NPCs, there's custom guns and other weird magical abilities, and the guards who are his friends have to try to catch him. But the thing is, this isn't balanced for actual gameplay in an uncontrolled environment. It's made as a fun, entertaining video. Not to mention, the actual rules and mechanics are likely done in a way that favors SSundee's gameplay and also aren't balanced, which wouldn't be fair in a proper Minecraft server environment. For example, how would this weird stretch mechanic work on a server? Would players be able to hit him while he's stretched? Would it even work? Also, what about the server's monetization? It has to make money somehow. How would you even fairly monetize a unique mode like this? Making a modded game mode would have been a very ambitious task. Currently, the only mods which have active public servers are Pixelmon and Cobblemon. No other mod has been able to be successful as a server game mode. It's exceptionally difficult. Ultimately, it seems like the iBlocky team wanted SSundee to do more Let's Play style videos on the server as he used to do years ago, whereas SSundee instead wanted to focus on doing his custom and modded gameplay videos, which is not really compatible with a public Minecraft server. Now, the final notable issue this server has was to do with its operation. As I mentioned, I talked with a former employee of this server who gave me some insights. First of all, iBlocky's original prison and survival game modes, which you saw in my duping videos, used old plugins from a previous server Iconic Tech was involved in. This individual I talked to mentioned they discovered this because they saw one of my duping videos and realized that they had worked on developing said plugins for the prior server, which they then contacted iBlocky and started working for them. Kind of funny that seeing one of my duping videos led this person to end up working for the server. Anywho, this employee told me that there were big disconnects between the higher up server management and the actual developers, admins and moderators, and often at times the development team wouldn't have any idea what was going on, which was why it was so hard for them to fix bugs and issues. They were too hands off and didn't really have a clue what the server's key issues or problems were, is the gist of it. This former employee has been working in the Minecraft server scene for years now and told me that this is one of the worst servers he's ever worked for, and he wasn't the only person that mentioned this either. Over time, all these communication and server operation issues led to developers leaving, not taking their work seriously as they didn't know what to do, or even being fired out of nowhere just for having a single disagreement with higher-ups, and eventually there weren't any developers left. Today, the server is kept up and running by the server's mods who, despite no longer working for iBlocky or having their contracts end, still have full panel access to the server and are the only ones keeping the lights on. But without any developers, without any resources being put into the server, and without any advertising from SSundee, no new updates will release, no bugs will be fixed, and no new players will come. SSundee's contract with the server supposedly ended, and he did not re-sign, meaning he ultimately has left the server. The last time higher-ups said anything to the remaining active staff was months ago, and thus it seems the server's days are numbered. What's likely going to happen is once the server's hosting contract runs out, it will simply cease to exist and shut down unannounced right then and there, similar to what happened to Mineplex when it abruptly shut down 2.5 years ago. And that is the end of SSundee's Minecraft server. Overall, still very unfortunate as they seemingly had some cool plans in mind, plus ethical monetization. It seems the differences in view between what SSundee wanted and what the higher-ups wanted, combined with the server's many development issues, proved to be the nails in the coffin of iBlocky. No Minecraft server will last forever, and not every server will be a success. iBlocky's owners likely realized that and just decided to move on. That's just how things go, and there's nothing wrong with that. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching.